Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sam Sarasvati Namaha. Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananamalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavando Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Our Upanishads unanimously points out that we are that supreme consciousness. Even Puranas, Itihasa, other spiritual texts, they are all trying to tell us the same truth. Even after repeated listening, why are we not able to experience it, is the question. Shastra says the first and foremost trouble is abhavana. Actually, we are not able to really hear this. We listen to different stories, we listen to so many other things, but generally we do not listen, we don't even hear that we are that supreme consciousness. Nobody tells us. Because nobody tells us, we don't have an idea that there is something known as the Atma Tattva. That's the first problem, ignorance. Ignorance in the sense of even we are not aware of this truth. Now, we came to know, we read some books, we attended some lectures, and then we came to know that, oh, okay, I am that Supreme Self. Now, the ignorance about the subject is removed, we are well informed. Although we are well informed, we have studied Shastras and we have gathered this information, we are not convinced. Information is something, but conviction is something else. So why we are not able to realize or experience our true nature? Because the lack of conviction. Abhavana, then asambhavana. Ye sambhav nahi ho sakta. How can I be the supreme consciousness? I am just a body, a mind. I can't be that. Even after listening to Vedanta for so many years, still if we ask ourselves, it's very difficult. This is known as asambhavana. Why? Because we are actually not putting enough time. We are not investing our time or effort to really understand what Shastra is trying to tell us. We just want to keep them as informations. So, proper Shravana is needed to remove the abhavana. We have to contemplate. Shrutimatas tarkaha anusandhiyatam. We have to take up the arguments, because unless we are intellectually convinced, we cannot progress at all. So for that, what we should do? We should do mananam. What kind of manana? Shrutimatas tarkaha. Contemplation according to the directions of the Shruti. How we have done mananam also for many, many years. One day, a man, people saw that a bull is running, and in between his horns, there is one man hanging. So they all came, got hold of this, and then released this man and asked, "What are you doing? What a foolish thing you did, putting your head in between the horns of a bull. You are not thinking at all." And said, "You may say anything else, but I thought for 2 years, should I do this way or that way? So I'm thinking. It is not that I'm not thinking." Like that, we are also thinking, so many thoughts are going on and on and on. That is not, that's why Shruti Mada Tarkaha. Not that some, thoughts from here and there, we pop up, so many thoughts are coming up. No. According to the revealed scriptures, we should do our contemplation, manana. Is that enough? No. So when we do manana, different arguments comes up. Now when we study Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, the different texts, we will see that different arguments, different layers of, thoughts. And we come to a conclusion, and that's all okay. But intellectual conviction is very, very important. But realization is not intellectual conviction. Intellectual conviction is must. But that is not the realization of the self. For that, what we have to do, from different thoughts, we should come to one thought. And continuously should ponder upon the same one truth. This is to destroy viparita bhavana. Abhavana, asambhavana, viparita bhavana. What do you mean by viparita bhavana? In order to conquer viparita bhavana, we should do nididhyasanam. Constant meditation. What is this viparita bhavana? Viparita bhavana is a sense of individuality, which is manifestation of ignorance as identification with body, mind and intellect. The Viparita Bhavana, there are 3 siddhas, there are 3 phases to this Viparita Bhavana. One is sense of individuality. I am a man, I am a woman, I am a Brahmana, I am a Kshatriya, I am a Vaishya, I am a Shudra, I am happy, I am not happy, I am satisfied, I am not satisfied. So, I'm individual being. So the sense of individuality, how this sense of individuality is a manifestation of ignorance. Ignorance doesn't mean now, even before we start to Vedanta, we understand that English language is a limited language when we are talking about the about the spiritual sciences of India. Why? Because any language comes from the culture of that land. So we use the word ignorance. That ignorance is not like that's not the meaning of, see, I am ignorant of French. I do not know French. So there is a ignorance of French. That ignorance is not what we mean here when we use ajnana. The word ajnana, see, this is something which is should be very clear to us in Vedanta Shastra. In Vedanta Shastra, Advaita Vedanta Shastra, ajnana is not just the lack of knowledge. Ajnana is identifying something which is not as ourself. Actually, wrong identification is the right word for ajnana, not ignorance. But everywhere you will see the word ignorance, ignorance, ignorance. Then people think that, the ignorance of French, ignorance of mathematics, that is not the meaning of ajnanam in Advaita Vedanta. Ajnana in Advaita Vedanta is not knowing the true nature of ours. Means what? More than not knowing, we think that we are something else. That's why viparita bhavana, that word is used. Viparita bhavana means opposite ideas. We are something, but then we think that we are something else. So instead of ajnanam, here Shastra is using the word viparita bhavana because it helps us to little more closely understand the concept. But most of the places they use the word ajnanam. That ajnana, always think that ajnanam is equal to viparita bhavana, not ajnanam is equal to ignorance. Yes, ignorance of the self. Because of the ignorance of our true nature, we identify ourselves with something else. So what is ajnana? Ajnana is the identification with something which is not us due to the lack of knowledge of our own true self. So much is there ajnana. So what is this viparita bhavana? Viparita bhavana is that feeling of individuality. How the individuality comes, that feeling of individuality comes to us because of ignorance. Why that ignorance comes? Because of identification with the body, senses, mind and intellect. So all this put together is known as viparita bhavana. And how this viparita bhavana come to us? This viparita bhavana arises from habitual notions, which are created in many lifetime by repetitive experience and identification. So it is, we are not dealing with something, which is just a small thought. No. We have lived many lives, and in all those lives, we thought, we felt, we experienced that we are this body, mind and intellect. I am nothing but this body. I am nothing but the mind. I am nothing but my thoughts, my feelings. But we always use my. See? That's why the vak is the key. The speech is the key to the secrets. We know that whatever we say as my is not me. My house is not me. My car is not me. My clothes are not me. No? So when I say my, that shows that is not me. Mama. When we say mama, my, that is not me. Very sure. Everybody knows. That's why when we want to say that, even in our ajnana avastha also, Even in our state of ignorance also we say, my body, my mind, my intellect. We say this, but we feel that I am body. So this is known as Viparita Bhavana. Even when we are telling that my body, we feel I am this. This arises not one day. This is the results of, we do not know how many births. We do not know when we started. And this is, this comes to us by, naturally it comes to us. And then each life, this becomes more and more dridha. As all of us, when a small baby is there, we, touch the body of the child and said, who is this? This is Unni Krishna. The child looks at us. Which is Unni Krishna? What is Unni Krishna? Then we, take his hand and then touch his own body and say, who is this? He looks at us, Unni Krishna. See, we drill this idea into the mind of children also, that I am body. That's how we are all grown up. So, that is known as the Viparita Bhavana. And this cannot be removed just like that. No, so this, if you really want to remove this jivatva, this identification, this feeling of individuality, we have to take up an intentional, conscious effort of reflection and practice to remove it. Not that someday somebody will bless us and then we will. No. We have to take up an intentional inquiry. And that should be conscious. What are we doing? This conscious effort is very much needed of reflection, of Aham Brahmasmi. Even when we are feeling that I am body, mind and intellect, through Shravana, Manana and constant thinking of this Aham Brahmasmi, we have to remove this block known as Viparita Bhavana. For that, we need 3 kinds of efforts. Or we need to see this, as I was telling, this is not something which is coming from just last day, yesterday started. This is there for thousands. We do not know how many innumerable births, and it is so strong. To remove that, we should develop strong desire for moksha, known as mumukshuttvas. Yena kena prakareno, Bhagavan, I don't want to come again. Ho gaya mera kam. Please release me from this. That strong mumukshutva should be there. No, moksho me syat. Oh Bhagavan, let me be liberated from this, janana marana chakra. How many times we come and do the same play. Repetitive, jananam, maranam, janana, then same kind of bored now, Bhagavan. Please release me. That strong mumukshutva should be there. When we have that kind of tivra mumukshutva, along with strength of conviction. Only mumukshutva is not enough. We should do the Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana so that, especially Manana, that we are convinced that Aham Brahmasmi. Mumukshutva is needed. Conviction of my true nature is needed. And strength of practice. Not that one time we sat in the class and then, we understood, I am that Brahman. No. This has to be practiced for Dirgha Kala, Nairandarya. satkar asevitaha dridabhumi. If we can have these three, a burning desire for moksha and strength of conviction which comes from proper Shravana and Manana, and the practice of Aham Brahmasmi, the practice of this, of Brahmasmi iti vibhavyatam, for long time. See, if some sickness, some disease is there in their body, and we diagnose it very early stage, we can remove that disease very fast. Maybe a little bit of some medication. But suppose the disease is there in the body for long time. To cure that, it will take very long time. We have to be patient. So these three things, that Tivra Mumukshutva, that comes from the grace of the Lord and Guru, and then that conviction that comes from the prasada of our own mind and buddhi, and then strength of practice, nididhyasana, for quite long time. When these three things are combined, we are sure that we will be able to realize. We will be able to realize that I am that Supreme Consciousness. If this realization is not coming to us, please understand that we are lacking one of this. If there is no mumukshutva, there is no conviction possible. If there is no conviction is there, this constant remembrance is not possible. So the problem is not somewhere else, not in the Shastra, not in the Guru. The problem is within. And then we have to work hard, because after getting this life, you see, human life is so rare. Durlabham trayam eva etad daivanugraha hetukam. Only by the grace of the Lord, a jiva receives three things: manushyatvam, mumukshutvam, mahapurusha samshraya. There are many beings in this world. They are all going through their karmic, experiences. They can't meditate upon the self or truth or anything. Only we can. That's why Manushyatva is great. But there are, crores and crores of people in this world. How many people are actually interested in realizing the truth? Very rare. Otherwise, this ashram should, will not be able to. See, if I was conducting a miracle course, think about that, because people are interested in miracles and this. They don't want to experience, they don't even want to think, who am I? So if we are blessed, at least, we are blessed at least we want to know, at least that itself is a mumukshutva, that desire for liberation. And there may be people in different parts of the world who want to know, who want to study, but it's not that everybody will be able to really get this chance. That's also so many Ishvara should be there. Then only we can actually even listen to Vedanta. Manushyatva, mumukshutva, mahapurusha samshraya. We come to the contact with great masters like Puja Gurudev, Shankaracharya, and learn their wisdom. See, please understand, how we are all so lucky. At least we are able to listen to this wisdom of this Atma Tattva. So, but that is not enough. The God, Bhagavan has done his part. Okay? He brought us here. Now it is the ball is in our court. What we are going to do with this chance is up to us. Okay? So, adapara brahmatmana sthiyatam, remain as the Paramatma. Always constantly remember, Aham Brahmasmi. I am not this jiva, I am not this body, I am not this whatever things are there which I think I am. But I am the Supreme Consciousness. Okay. Now, Shravana is explained, Manana is explained, Nididhyasana is explained. Now, this is the beauty of this Sadhana Panchakam. See, Sadhana Panchaka is a very practical text. Not taking up some, hair-splitting arguments and going into, so many other arguments and thinking and all that. Very practical. See, next to this instruction, Brahmasmi Vibhavyatam, what is the next instruction you see? Aharaha garva parityajyatam. We can see in the world, there's so many people, they study Vedanta online. Okay, there's no problem to study in online. But what they do, they listen to Vedanta like, they sit in their dining table and then sip the coffee and then listen to Vedanta. No problem. But what happens is, be careful. Be careful. See, the world, the Prakriti will give us such, experiences that we come out of other kinds of ahankara. But once, please be careful, once a person wrongly understand, okay, just gather some information that Aham Brahmasmi, there's a great trap which is waiting for that, for us. What is that? That is false ego. From a thinking that we used to think that I am a jiva, now another ego comes up. I am Brahman. I am Brahman. Who are you to talk to me? You are sitting there, I am sitting here. I want to sit here. Why? I am Brahman. What is there? Why are you doing all these things, all this adharmika vritti? I am Brahman. Be careful. That's very, very, that's why it took so many instructions to come to that, even to that vachaka. Vedo nityamadiyadam tudidam karma swanushtiyadam teneshasya vidiyadam apachiti. Ishware Bhagavati Bhaktir Dridhadi. So, how much we have to prepare even to listen that Aham Brahmasmi. But now we listen to Vedanta as though, like reading some magazine. Like that we study. And then this kind of a notion comes to people. That I am that Brahman. There's nothing to be, I will do whatever I want to do. I am Brahman. What is there? Be careful. This is known as Asurika Vedanta. This is not Vedanta. This is Asurika Vedanta. Means what? That which gives us licentiousness. Our life become kind of a, without any dharma, without any acharana, without any practice, without any noble thoughts. The all Asurika bhavas start to manifest in us. Why? Why is it like? Because the problem is not in Brahman, problem is in Aham. When I say Aham Brahma Asmi, when I am constantly, remembering Aham Brahma Asmi, what happens is, in 99% of people who are thinking this Aham Brahma Asmi, what do they mean by Aham? They mean their body. Really, they mean their individuality as Brahman. So then feel, okay, this body is Brahman only. My thoughts are Brahman, I am Brahman. And then we fall into the trap. Upanishad warns us. There's a warning in Upanishad says that please do not come to this kind of conclusions. Because like the wolves which will tear us apart, the Indra will cut us into pieces and will throw us to the wolves. Yes, a person who is not ready for this, understanding, and then learns the Vedanta and then come to the wrong conclusion that Aham means the body, mind and intellect is Brahman. If a person comes to that kind of a conclusion, and then Indra will cut that person into 1,000 pieces and will throw them into the wolves of Indriyas. Our inner being will be torn into different pieces. Because, see, what happens is, when I think that I am Brahman, मैं कुछ भी करूँगा. A person, a normal man, there is fear of God, fear of karma deep within. If I do something wrong, I am going to get punished. But when a person who is not ready for this knowledge, he comes and then meditate upon Aham Brahmasmi, and then he get convinced that I am Brahman as body, as jiva, as the thoughts. Then there is no law for him. Because there's no fear, there's no kind of, restriction, no God. Where is God? Who is God? I am Brahman. I am God. My God. That's why here, the next to Brahmaivasmi Vibhavyatam, Bhagavan is telling, Aharaha Garvaha Parityajyatam. Please give up your garva, ego. The commentators say, garva means jnanitva abhimana. That I know everything. Not one day, aharaha. This aharaha goes with the both words. Aharaha means day in, day through. With each and every day, in each and every day, Brahmasmiti Vibhavyata. We should meditate that. Mano buddhi hangara chitta ninaham nacha shrotra jihve nacha grana netre. I'm not this body, mind or intellect or jiva. I am that Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Constant remembrance is needed. Along with that, aharaha garvaha parityajyatam. Please give up that garva. That pride, prejudice. Pride and prejudice which is there very strong in all of us and which traps us. That garvaha parityajyatam. Greatest enemy of the path of realization is this ego, this false ego, this pride. That I know. I am that Brahman. What is this Brahman? What else? This me? This jiva? I am that Brahman. See, what we are talking here is not an intellectual conviction. We are talking about experience. Do we really experience oneness with this entire universe? Do we really feel that in and through I alone exist? Do we really experience that, I am that immortal self which has no birth or death? Do we? No. What we do is, the same individuality which was there is now another false ego is kept into that I am Brahman. So, as I am Brahman, मैं कुछ भी करूँगा. I will do whatever I want to do. Tasmad jagrata jagrata. Aharaha garuva parityajyadam. Give up completely that ego, the pride, that I am Brahman. I know. मैं जानता हूं, तुम कौन हो? I know everything. Who are you to tell me? We look at the Ishvara also. Who are you? And Bhagavan smiles. What else? Okay? So this is why. So, aham buddhi, aharaha garvaha in sharire, manasi, buddhau. We have that identification with the body, with the senses, with the intellect, with the mind. That is something. Now, harder than that is the ego that I know. I am a jnani. Who are all these people? Hey, uneducated fellows. I know Vedanta. I know. Please understand that I know when you say that knowledge is only an object. The Vedanta is not talking about a knowledge which is an object. As long as we feel that I know, you do not know. Because we'll study that in Kenopanishad very clearly. Say, Yadimanyase suvededi dabhramevapi noonam tvam vetha brahmano rupam. If you feel that I know the law, the form of Brahman, you know nothing. Why? Because this is not a subject of our knowledge. When I say I know what is happening, I am there, and then my intellect is there. Intellect is able to recognize or think something as Brahman, which is different from me. And then that will lead into this feeling that Aham Siddha. I am a realized master. Everybody should do namaskar to me. I am jnani. I know everything. I am a saint, parishuddha. See, from little ego, we are going into much stronger egos. That's why to do this, that's why the warning. The first sutra of Brahma Sutra is Adha, Adhato Brahma Jitnyasa. What is the meaning of Adha? The first word of Brahma Sutra says Sadhana Chadushtaya Sampatyanandaram. If you want to do Brahma Jitnyasa, if you want to remember or contemplate on Brahman, before you enter into the class of Vedanta, develop sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Viveka, vairagya, mumukshutva. It all should be developed. Then only you should even enter into the class of Vedanta. Otherwise, what will happen? Because the mind is not pure, mind is not concentrated, mind is filled with so many vasanas, what it will do? The mind will make this Brahmanubhuti also as a, or Brahmajnana, the knowledge of Brahman also as a means for our sense gratification. We can do anything. Brahma hai. Aharaha garvaha parityajyatam. We have to give up we have to parityaga, we have to give up the garva. That, I know everything. How? How is that possible? That is through, that's also through contemplation. Abhijividam sarvam alpameva. All, whatever life we have, that's all, when you compare to the Ananda Kala, the time, our life is so small. And that's why we'll study in Bhajagovinda Makutu Dhana Jana Yauvana Garvam. That ego, that pride, that then I have wealth, I have people, I have positions, and I'm young and body is handsome. All these kinds of, why? Because this will lead to fall. Patana will happen. If garva comes to our heart, and then we will fall into such deep, places of darkness. See, that's why if you read the Puranas, etc., you will see that even the great rishis like Vishwamitra, no, so first he was fallen because of Kama. Menaka came and then Kama. Then he was fallen because of an anger towards Vasishta. Then he was fallen by Lobha. He wanted to take, Trisangu to the heavens. So whatever punya whatever tapas he acquired, everything got lost. So even think about such great rishis. If this happened to them, what to talk about us? Aharaha, garvaha, parityajatam. Give up our pride. And how this is possible? That's why first it said that, Bhagavato bhaktir dridhadhiyata. In order to give up this false pride, our mind should be, our intellect should be deeply rooted to the devotion of the Lord. We understand that these are all only the grace and blessings of our Ishtadevata or Guru, whatever we say, Guru or God. These all experiences, whatever I am able to learn, whatever I am able to understand, whatever I am able to practice, these are all because of the grace and blessings of Bhagavan. When this kind of a dedication is there, then the pride will not affect us. So they say that there are two ways to escape from this net. This Maya is such a, we don't even understand the power of Maya. Because the moment we feel that I know, that feeling itself becomes the cause of bondage. Now what to do? They say that Vedanta is the path. Now we come to the Vedanta. We listen, we understand. Even that understanding itself will bind us. Now, kya karenge? So says, there's only two ways. Either you grow like Hanumanji. See, these stories which are there in Purana, Itihasas, are not just to tell some stories. They are all pointing out the sadhana. You have heard the story, when Bhagavan Hanumanji was crossing the samsara. See, ocean is samsara. In our understanding, the ocean is always, or samsara is always compared with ocean. So, Hanumanji is crossing the ocean of samsara, trying to cross the ocean of samsara and find Sakshal Sri Sita, who is none other than Brahma Vidya. So when he is trying to cross, what happens? Somebody comes there. Surasa. She comes and says, I have got this boon from Brahma that whoever cross this place, you catch and eat. That is your food. Now you are my food. I want to eat you. He says, yeah, you can eat me. I will come back and then you eat. No. Now. Okay. What he did, he started to grow. The body of Hanumanji started to grow so much that as the form of Hanumanji became bigger, the mouth of this Surasa also became bigger. And it became so big. That time Hanumanji became like took a small form, entered into the mouth and then came through his ears. So what is this meaning? The meaning is, this is the path for us. Grow so much aham brahmasmi, so that the net cannot catch us, the web of the samsara. Or be so small, itna chota ho jana, taki we will be able to come through the eyes of this net. Aharaha garva parityajadam. First, Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam. Grow so much. Then become so small. And then come out of the samsara. Aharaha garva parityajyatam. This is a very important instruction for us. Why? Narada Bhagavan says, Abhimana dambhadikam tyajyam patana hetutvat. Oh my dear sadhakas, be careful. This, all kinds of sadhanas we do, studies we do, contemplation we do, these are all good. But we should do it with, great shraddha. Why? Because it can create abhimana in us. Kind of pride. That abhimana will lead to dambha. We want to show off. The status of our WhatsApp is now changed. Aham Brahmasmi. We want to show off. Why? If I know something, I want to show off also. So, abhimana dambhadikam tyajyam. Be careful. Why? Patana hetutvat. The moment the pride comes, the moment we feel that I know everything, ho gaya. That will lead to such, as higher we rise, the fall will be so be careful. That's why Bhagavan is telling now itself. The moment Bhagavan gave the Upadesha that Brahmaivasmiti vibhavyatam, next is Aharaha garva parit. Be careful. Please don't go into these false kinds of, things that, I know everything, I'm to this, no. They say we should not even speak that Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi is not something to be spoken. Aham Brahmasmi is something to be experienced. Nowadays people are, this is a freaky world. Everybody want to show off something. And so everybody, they don't want to worship Ishvara. They don't want to do any japa, any puja, any kind of spiritual disciplines. What do? They start with Aham Brahmasmi. Yes. So I asked somebody, so what is the text you study first? The first text they study is Ashtavakra Gita. Yes, I'm telling you, many places. Why? That is the highest wisdom. So why should we, when there is a highest wisdom, why should we go for all this lower knowledge? They say lower knowledge, okay. Why should we worship Bhagavan? Why should we do puja? Why should we do havana? Why should we do japa? Why we should do dhyana? Not needed. Aham Brahmasmi. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, when he came, many disciples used to come to him, he will not allow other disciples to even touch Ashtavakra Gita. He used to allow Narendra, Vivekananda, later Vivekananda, to read, because he knew that adhikaritva. See, I'm not telling don't study Ashtavakra Gita. What I'm trying to tell is, we have to build, we have to walk this path very carefully, otherwise it can lead to great traps of our own mind. Mind will cheat us. So, there is a very beautiful stuti in Bhagavata. Sri Bhagavati Sakshal, Sri Kundi Devi is doing stuti. Very, very important, beautiful stuti. There are many things in that. There, Kundi Devi is telling a very important, message. She says, Janaishwarya Shruti Shribhihi Edhamana Madav Puman Naivarhandya Bhidhatum Vai Tvam Akinchana Gocharam. Tvam Abhidhatum Narhanti Eva. They will never be able to realize, recognize, experience you. Who? Jana, Aishwarya Shruta Sribhihi Edhamanamadaha Puman. A person who is have so much of pride, so much of ego because of jana. Because I am the leader, I have so many relatives, I have, the Prime Minister is my, whatever. So jana, Aishwarya, I have everything. All kinds of, kinds of all these pleasures are available. Wealth is there, everything is there. And next word is a very important word. Kundi is telling Shruta. Shruta means a person who has listened, educated. Says, Jana Aishwarya Shrutaha Shruta Sribhihi, because of different kinds of prosperity. Edhamana Madaha, a person who is filled with so much of, mada ahankara. Naiva arhandi abhidyadum vaitvam. They shall never be able to realize, recognize, experience you. Why? Next is a very beautiful word. Who are you? Akinchana gocharam. Bhagavan is gochara. Bhagavan will be experienced by those people who are akinchana. Akinchana, the one without anything. Akinchana gocharam. When we are not identified with our body, our mind, our intellect, our ideas, our emotions, our different kinds of experiences, such a person is akinchana. To him alone, he alone will be able to experience and realize this truth. In Gita ji also will hear ahankaram, balam, darpam, kamam, krodham, parigraha, vimuchya nirmama shantaha, brahma bhuyaya kalpate. You want to experience Brahman? Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. You want? Be shantaha. Nirmamaha. Nirmama, non-attachment with body, mind and intellect and everything. Develop, give up ahankara. Bala, darpa. Until and unless we are able to give up all these negative traits and nirmamaha, then alone Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Now, Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one of the greatest masters of our Indian spirituality, he has composed only one text is available. There where he was a great Nayayika, Navya Nayayika, but when he came to know that one of his, another Nayayika was very sad because he wrote a book on Nyaya Shastra that became so powerful. So when he came to know, he gave up, he even destroyed his own work so that he doesn't want to cause any trouble or pain for other one. Just think about such a Mahatma. It's only what we get now is only one small of his own, known as Shikshashtakam. In that, he gives us a very beautiful, important advice. He says there, Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniyas sada harihi. Who can meditate upon Hari, Paramatma? Who is fit to meditate upon the Supreme Self? Amani, Trinadapi sunichena. One who considered himself as lower than a grass. Tarorapi sahishnuna. A person who can forbear any kinds of insults and any kinds of experiences. Like a tarorapi sahishnuna. Then how a tree can withstand the rain and the winter and the summer, like that, strong. Amanina, a person who never seek mana. Amanina manadena, but who is ever ready to give respect to others. Such a person alone shall be able to realize the supreme truth. So, this is a very important teaching for all of us. What is that? Aharaha garva parityajata. Each and every day, try to destroy your ego. In the sadhana days of Paramahamsa Sri Ramakrishna, he was practicing those days. It's believed that he used to go to the houses which are near in the night and will wash their latrines and wipe and wash. Why? That ahankara should be destroyed. Who? Such a, one who is incarnated, Bhagavan himself. Why they are doing this? To teach us that this spiritual knowledge is something which should not create more ego in us, but this is something which should help us to destroy our ego. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.